All right, welcome to FUD Hour. This is our FUD place. It's a safe space to ask general questions or really any questions about our project, Starship, or really any project that you guys have questions about. We have really been dialing into our format here, and you're going to see a lot of changes coming up in the episodes to come. And we're really excited about FUD Hour. We've got awesome feedback from a lot of people. So we're just going to dive right into it, I think. I'm Jared Lutz. I am the CTO of Starship, and I'm here with my co host, Matt, who's our
Matt
CEO
Albright.
of, yeah, Matt Albright,
Yep.
who's the CEO of Starship. So this isn't, like I said, this isn't all about Starship, although that is going to be a primary focus for us. If you have any questions about any other projects, feel free to ask. We definitely will take those. We will be bringing on guests from other projects, because we want to grow our partnerships with these people. We're in a very unique space right now, and crypto is starting to take over, and so is blockchain technology in general. So we definitely want to expand our horizons, get to know these people. You will be seeing guests, and we love all the feedback that you can give us regarding FUD Hour.
Now,
So
should we
Matt, we got
should we drop
we
the
got some
news
news,
first?
right? Yeah,
Yeah,
we've
we
got
need to drop
we
the
got some
news.
stuff to talk about. We're not gonna get too specific because what we're gonna be mentioning here is a clever little word, a couple words called banking solutions. This isn't just our wallet app. This is a new partnership that we're gonna announce probably at the end of, what do you think, like next week, at the end of next week. It
Yeah,
requires us, our partner requires us to go through a pretty significant financial background check. So we expect that that's going to be finished by next week. We don't expect any issues, and we anticipate, right, that we're going to be able to announce probably at the end of next week.
yeah.
So I think the reason why we wanted to bring this up is because we were reviewing some of the questions that people submitted for FUD Hour, and there are going to be answers where we use the term banking solutions. So we're going to kind of tiptoe around that and see how it goes. But we are very excited to make that announcement next week. All right, buddy. You wanna jump right into our FUD? Who is
Yes, sir.
fudding in this
Start with the
Starship
FUD.
community? Are
Lots of
you are
FUD
you
going on.
are you fudding, Matt?
I would never.
I I
So
FUD, dude. I FUD all the time.
I FUD in private. I usually try to find solutions before I announce any problems. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. No, I think FUD's a good thing. Like it can be a good thing. It could be malicious, and if it is, those people should be dealt with appropriately. But it's totally normal to feel uncertain or just have a general question like, I invested a lot of money into you guys. What's going on with this? These aren't just like questions for anything in your life. You could have FUD with, especially when you're talking about money. So don't feel uncomfortable to ask questions. I think that's going to be a new standard that the Starship leadership team is going to be making and hopefully pushing on other projects. Right? Like we want other people to be able to stand up to FUD. If you can't stand up to FUD, you probably shouldn't invest in that project.
yeah, yeah. We
So
notice a lot of tokens will ban people for that, and I think your approach is really taken off here.
yeah, it's going to be fun. We'll see how it goes. Could be a complete and utter disaster, but no, we've gotten, like I said, we've gotten great feedback from our viewers, and this is our third episode, so it's going to be, this is exciting. All right, man, let's jump right into it. We got
Yes, sir.
I think we got probably the most questions that we've gotten in the last 3 weeks. A lot of them were kind of similar, so we dialed it in a bit to so we're not asking the same question over and over. But if you feel like we didn't get to your question or address your issue, please reach out to us and let us know. All right, let's get into this first one here, Matt. Uh,
All right.
only getting only getting users and holders, etc., is not everything. In my opinion, a project needs to deal with solving a real world issue or problem. What is the problem that your project primarily focuses on? Well, I don't know. I like that's a good question. I like that question.
So what I
I think,
like to think of, can you hear me there? What I like to
yeah, no, I
think
got,
of is
yeah,
what I believe actually from my own experience with Binance and my funds being frozen this year. This is
oh,
on the
dude, that was
wallet end.
awful.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, I couldn't spend up money on marketing or anything. All my money was locked up. So I do feel like the market is moving in a direction where, uh, you know, decentralized exchanges and non-custodial wallets specifically are going to take over the market. Now with Trust Wallet and MetaMask, they're very difficult for non-crypto users to use. So our goal is to take a non-custodial wallet and have all of the special features that a DEX has, or that a custodial wallet has, or a centralized exchange has. So that's where
right.
banking solution is awesome.
Yeah, right. Because when you use Binance or KuCoin or Coinbase or any of these other ones, like they have control of your money, right? Like you could potentially lose everything. They could just never get
Yeah,
it back to you. I mean,
I
this
mean,
happens
just
all the time.
one red flag from the government, or some policy that they implement, and everything can be frozen. And if they don't have adequate customer service, it's really difficult. I had to email the CEO of Binance just to get it unlocked. That's how
Did,
bad it
did,
was.
did
They
he
use a
actually get
third.
back to you?
Well, 3 hours later, I got an email from the team, but I guess Binance uses a third party for all of their, whatever they have to do, whether it's KYC or the people you
Okay.
have to deal with for unfreezing your accounts. And I think they've been overloaded all year long. So
Oh, wow. So they're freezing a lot of people's accounts.
yeah, you can search through the Reddit forums and you will see there is a ton of people who
I was
have
talking
this
to
problem.
at my brother-in-law's birthday party. I was talking to this guy. I just met him, and I found out that he was in crypto. And I was telling him what we were doing, and he's like, "Dude, I've got 40K like stuck in Coinbase. Like I can't get
Yeah,
it out." And it's because what you said, because they flagged it for some unknown reason. Did they actually tell you why they flagged it?
they never tell you, but I assume it's because of the amount of withdrawals and just money going in and out of it. So
Oh, okay. Yeah.
because I use
All
it to
right.
operate our business. So
Yeah, no, of course. I mean, and why shouldn't you? It's not marketed as like a savings account, right? I mean, it is an investment account, but shouldn't we feel like we can pull our money out whenever we want? Like that seems
that's how I
crazy to
feel, and
me.
that's why
Yeah,
I'm so excited about this wallet here. I mean, our goal is
yeah,
to make it very user friendly. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Because when you load money on our wallet, we have no control of it. Like we are the it's not stored on any server. We're not calling any servers. It's all on the blockchain. We can't stop you from moving it. We can't stop you from selling it. We can't stop you from buying more. You could do whatever you want. It is fully decentralized. So I
and
think
that's
I- that's a real
that's
world
why I
problem.
think and I think what we're doing by separating the non-custodial wallet from the banking solutions is ideal, because with the centralized exchange, they've combined everything, and that's what's given them the control that they have. So, I think
Yeah.
separating things is sometimes better than putting them together.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. And to tiptoe around this banking solutions hot topic keyword that we've been kind of putting out there, um, you'll be able to like through our services, you'll be able to not just store your cryptocurrency inside the non-custodial Starbase wallet. Starbase is the the wallet for the Starship project, you'll also be able to move that money into fiat and be able to spend it like you do anything else. So, again, not going into specifics on how that's happening.
Mhm.
Uh, stay tuned next week for the announcement. We're definitely going to be doing a live AMA to take issue or questions when we make that public announcement. Okay, so I actually want to expand on this a little bit beyond the wallet as far as the real world issue or problem. And if you watched last FUD Hour, you heard me say this in a segment where I believe we are in a monetary revolution. I don't get a lot of pushback on that. Most people I talk to that are in the crypto world, they, of course, believe that we are in a monetary revolution. And when that revolution is over, the governments are going to push back a little bit, and then we're going to do that final push, and it's going to become globally adopted. The business community needs to then move on to blockchain technology and or onto cryptocurrency and utilize it within their own business. So this is a huge focus for us. Everything that we've been building this last year has been to serve this community, this business community, to help them migrate and bridge over to blockchain technology and over to cryptocurrency. So that is a real world issue that isn't quite here right now. But if we wait until that issue exists after the
Do you have an
revolution is over,
example?
yeah, oh man. I mean, it could be anything from like a reward program, right, for an e-commerce store, right? So like you see this all the time, like point systems, like when you're on an e-commerce store and they have some sort of point system where the every dollar you spend, you get five tokens or whatever their online thing is. That operates very similar to cryptocurrency, to some projects within cryptocurrency or blockchain. They're just operating on their own systems. They're going to need to migrate that over onto blockchain or into cryptocurrency to provide more value to their users. This is where they are basically operating their own currency, where they can say, hey, you exchange 5 points. For every 5 points you exchange in, you get a dollar worth of purchasing in our store, right? You convert that into actual real currency. So that can change in value if you want it to. So the more people you have purchasing and utilizing your e-commerce currency, the higher value it can get. Every project with every business is going to be a little bit different, and so we have to work with them individually to figure out their pain points and the solution that we can provide. So that's an e-commerce solution. We also have anybody who collects any sort of data or public information or information that should be publicly accessible. This can be any company that deals with the FDA, right? So like I've used this example before, like a pharmaceutical company, when they're going through human trials, there's all this data that is supposed to be open to us when it's being submitted to the FDA, but we don't either understand it or it's presented in a very convoluted way. These companies will absolutely move on to blockchain in the future so that we can regulate that data that we not necessarily regulate. I think that was the not the best word, but that we can see how they got the data and where the data went, especially when we're talking about human trials for drugs. So, which is a
So
very relevant topic.
I think that that's perfect to roll into our next question, uh, which is, what is your plan for global expansion? At present, which market are you focused on, or is it focused on building and growing to gain customers, users, and partners? But what you said about with migrating businesses onto blockchain, how can we Starship utilize this and not only expand our user base but also help with global adoption?
Yeah, so if I'm understanding the question right, um, as far as using having users come
Yeah,
onto the Starship platform, is that what they're
well,
asking?
I think it's our plan for global expansion. I There is a clever thing that we are doing, even with our banking solutions. We're able to target other currencies who have a audience base, hook them up with these same banking solutions, and grow our audience base at the same time. So I mean,
Yeah,
that's just
eh,
we've been
yeah.
very
And
clever.
when
Yeah, we've been very clever
yes,
with how we've grown and expanded. So yeah,
yeah, no, definitely. When I think about companies moving on to the Starship platform, like bridging over to blockchain and cryptocurrency, Um, I I think about, and we were just talking about with the them having their own point system or their own currency. I've been thinking a lot lately about how much of the world is unbankable. It's alarming how much of our world is unbankable, either because of for credit reasons, or because they don't trust the government, or the government itself doesn't have an infrastructure or a stable currency. So these cryptocurrency banking solutions and or fiat banking solutions that are going to be provided on our platform, they we can approach and a very real world issue. Actually, going back to the first question, to get those users and to expand globally. I don't know that I off the top of my head I can't like nail down the right percentage, but I think it's 31%. I think 31% of the world is unbankable, which is really scary to think about when people have to survive. They have to be able to spend to buy necessities. So when I'm
now,
thinking about, go
yeah,
for
now
it.
that's definitely a broad. Um, I mean, that's a broad generalization of kind of where we're headed. But the little individual steps we're going to take to get there. I mean, even with the token listings that we do on the wallet, those
Yeah,
people market for their communities, and these are all little baby steps that we're taking to get to the point where Jared says is mass adoption and helping the unbankable. So
yeah. So and then going back to the question of like how we're going to do that global expansion, and I'm gonna really hone in my answer here on like how we plan to gain customers and users and get partners. That at the very beginning it's going to be with our wallet, right? And then from there it's going to be partnering. Like Matt, you've been talking to a lot of people and building out different partnerships, and they have a pre-existing user base, and it's so important. And this is something that we have a whole uh, division of people that are focused on just our partnerships, because each one of those partnerships, like a token listing, they now can merge all of their user base onto the wallet. The more users we get onto the wallet, the more opportunity we have to reach those users when we start expanding into businesses and or creating our own projects, right? So, let's say that we have 20,000 users on the wallet, and based on all of our partners, we know based on the demographics that uh, X amount of the users they like films and TV, right? So if a film and TV project were to emerge, or we wanted to create one, we have the base that we could go to right there. And so
yeah,
right
this
now
is the
our
foundation for literally
yeah,
everything.
yeah, right now our focus for sure is users. And once we attain, for me it's getting that 1,000, 5,000, 15,000, 50,000. Every level of scaling, we're going to know more about our base, and we're going to know. Now we don't collect any data on the app, but through our partners, they have general themes like who their users are and what they care about. And so, we want to listen to them and understand their needs and their wants. That'll tell us, what direction to go on the business side. Should we go approach a media company to start a project with us? Or maybe there's already a media company that has a project and we've got users that are interested in that. So,
Or
and
crypto
now,
news site.
yeah, and now we've got 20,000 users that we can send a message to, through it could just be a token listing. So it's a very easy way to expand into different projects.
I'd like to ask this question before, the next question,
Uh-huh.
because I feel like it aligns with what you were just saying. Community support is one of the biggest aspects of a project's success. Most projects have programs that interact with their users. Does your protocol have any special plans to attract and expand the community and improve on user experience? Now, with what you were saying, how can the community engage? And is there some sort of reward program that we plan to implement or that is already implemented?
Yeah, we were just talking about this yesterday, but before I go into the detail on that, FUD hour, right? Like who does FUD? What project provides a platform for their base to engage on a very sensitive level? I mean, like you were talking about, you said that a lot of projects ban users or holders for asking
Yep.
genuine questions. Who talk about engagement? Who does this? Who does FUD hour? Nobody. Nobody provides a platform for
We
their users to
we were
engage with
talking to
them.
a potential business partner, and they almost cut communications with us because we asked for their licensing. So,
Yeah,
it was very insulting for them. But
yeah.
you know,
No, I mean, and this isn't just crypto. It's other businesses too. You start asking questions on like, how does it work and what's going on and when marketing and all this kind of stuff, and they just kind of try to push you out. Whereas, this I'm hoping is going to be an innovative thing with FUD Hour, but to I mean, talk about providing something that's different that engages the base. It's FUD hour. But to go more into what I think the intent was of the question, the programs that we have been discussing that we're going to be launching are going to be, because we're going after regular business services, right? Banking solutions, shopping solutions, all that kind of stuff. As money moves from A to B or from person to person, there's always transaction fees, right? And we're going to do the best we can to reduce those transaction fees. So it's always going to be, uh, cheaper and more cost effective to run through our network than to not run through our network. We can reduce these fees by aggregating services, right? And the more users we get, obviously, like the fees can drop down lower and lower. So especially if we're talking about like merchant fees, if we're saying, it could be withdrawing cash, it could be spending. The more users are, the higher the user base that we have that's using the products and services, generally the cheaper it can get. So we are going to be releasing referral programs where, if you refer a friend and they are part of our banking solution, then you get X amount of whatever their transaction history is. And I think it's gonna be a really awesome opportunity for people to earn passive income for just supporting a platform like the Starship platform that is trying to provide these real world solutions. So that's one, right, Matt? We've
exactly.
got other ones
Uh,
with like social engagement.
yeah, I mean, quizzes, games, things like that. That's also to help the community interact and engage.
Yeah,
So
I in one of our business meetings or like our team meetings, I had said that I will personally raffle off 500 Starship for anybody who like we haven't figured this out yet, so we're having a pretty public conversation about it now. But the idea in this meeting was that raffle off 500 Starship, and the for every like or retweet that you do, you get one raffle ticket. And so obviously the more that you engage with the community and with the Starship project, the higher the chances that you're going to earn 500 Starship. That's pretty cool, right?
Yeah. No,
Well,
that's awesome.
I don't know.
Now, how do we
Maybe it
track that?
works.
That's the question.
That's my world, man.
Yeah.
No, it's social media. There's a footprint everywhere,
Yeah.
so we definitely can track it. We could do UTM's. We could do where like everybody gets a unique link that wants to participate, and we can absolutely not only can we track. Oh man, I didn't even think about this. Not only can we track that they're actually doing it, like posting it, we can track
Yeah.
how effective it was. So
Yeah.
so we individually. So there's opportunity for there to be some sort of bonus
Yeah. That's
reward.
awesome.
Yeah. You do a
All right.
raffle
So,
and then
next question.
yeah.
Yeah. Next question. According to crypto market capitalization aggregators, there are more than 5,000 cryptocurrencies in existence today. And I feel 90% of them have no utility. So, can you tell me three good reasons that your project is here for the long run and it has real world utility that will increase demand of token in future?
Wow, you're gonna limit me to three? Okay, I can't really do three,
Hmm.
but we can just talk about it. Obviously, like I get excited about stuff and I talk about it. Um, but three good reasons. Well, you've got all of our all of the Starship projects, right? So I don't know if that's identifies as a good
I mean,
reason that we're here for the long run.
what about like our staking for the banking solution? It's almost
Yeah,
like crypto.com where
yeah,
you stake token and you get reduced transaction fees on their exchange.
yeah. So yeah, let's go into the staking, but before we do that, let's talk about the RIV protocol. That's a real reason that if I have to
Yeah.
limit it down to three, RIV protocol, because that leads into the staking. The RIV protocol is like is something that I don't think we've seen out of any other project. You know what's crazy, man, is most of these projects they're not actually producing a product or service in the BSC world, right? It's all just hype.
Yeah.
Like they're actually not doing anything, and it's crazy
Promising.
to think how much money is going into these projects, and it's just like a meme token, or it's just a hype. It blows my mind.
Or
Yeah.
it's a
So
redistribution token. Yeah. So
yeah,
where you
yeah,
get money off of trade volume. Yeah.
yeah, but that's not like. But why are people trading? Right? They're trading because of hype,
Exactly.
right? So there's
It needs
no
to be some
utility.
sort of exactly.
Oh, and that's okay. So I'm reading the question now, and that's what this user is saying. Is 90% of them have no utility. I think you're being pretty generous on that 90%. I think it's more like 99%. So so yeah, I mean, reason number one, we actually have products and services. Okay, we started with the social network. That was the first thing that we built. Then we built the token generator. Then we built the DEX. Then we built the wallet, and then now we're providing a banking solution. So products and services, like legitimate business, I would say that's probably number one.
Don't forget the game.
I always forget about the game. Sorry. Yes, the game. The game is going to be fun and exciting. And, I haven't had a lot of my focus on it because I've been doing these other projects. But as I mentioned on
But
the first FUD
also,
hour, I
yeah,
definitely
I mean,
am investing more into learning about the game.
And speaking about the game, it also offers a solution to businesses. It gives them a platform to market their products. So,
Yeah. Oh
you
yeah.
know, that's through the space stations, which will be available um, pretty soon here. I believe next week. So, if anybody is
Yeah.
interested, keep your eyes peeled for that.
Yeah, and I've been kind of loosely talking with the CEO of TCG World, who we might have on the show, we might not. I'm not going to officially announce him, but he's got this whole metaverse in the NFT world, and that hasn't been a like I was saying that hasn't been a huge priority for me. You've been championing it, you love it.
Yeah.
I'm just starting to really dip my toe in the. I get scared because, dude, you know me. Like when I dip my toe in the water, it's not a toe. I
Hmm.
dive head in, and then I get lost, and like just shit explodes around me, and I like can't control myself because I just want to build and
You're
build and
hyper
build.
focused. Yeah.
Yeah, and I just love developing. So yeah, the game, I'm really excited to see the first version. I'm really excited for the NFTs. So it's
Which, by the way, they airdropped the the promo NFTs today.
oh nice. So it went through.
So
So did you
lots
get
of
one?
people have them. Yeah,
Oh man.
I got one.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah. I don't think I got one.
there's an extra one. I saved an extra one for you.
Oh sweet dude. Thanks man.
That way you
Okay.
participated.
Yeah. So number one, products and services. Number two, we'll go into RIP protocol now, which is the reinvest protocol. Everybody, or not everybody, but these tokens that do the buyback token, it's kind of bullshit. Like, really, what they're doing is they're taxing you, right? So let's say you get taxed 10% for a buyback protocol. That tax is coming in the form of the token, right? So then the
People
project,
trade.
say that again?
That money comes from people trading, right?
Yeah, it comes from people trading, right? So you buy 100 of their token, you get taxed 10% for the buyback protocol. They get 10 of the token that you purchased, and then they sell it on market, right? So they're devaluing their token to get the BNB out. And then when you hit a certain threshold, it's a little bit different with every project, but when you hit a certain threshold, they do a buyback. So they've really just withdrawn money that was already there. They paid a tax on it, and then they purchased it again. Uh, so they haven't really done anything but make it. It's like artificially stimulating a project or a token's value,
Yeah.
but you're
You need
not
you need some type
really
of outside money coming in.
exactly because you're not really stimulating it because you withdrew it. That's like that's like me taking $10 for every $100 I spend, and then it acts more like a savings protocol, right? And then saying, okay, well when we dip down too low, then the protocol is initiated, and then we buy back what we already withdrew. That's more like a savings protocol. A true
Yeah.
buyback protocol is something that the Starship team came up with. It's the RIV protocol, reinvest protocol. This is where we take our revenue from our products and services, and then we purchase our own token with it. And then with the token that we purchased, we distribute that token to stakeholders and to operations. So for stakeholders, so going into what you talked about like 5 minutes ago before I went on this whole monologue, the uh, the stakeholders they get certain benefits, right? It could be benefits within the game. It could be lower transaction fees for the products and services that we're offering. But mostly they get the airdrop for from the RIV protocol. So not only are they making the reflection or the redistribution of tokens off volume, they're also receiving the reflection or redistribution off of our products and services, the revenue from that. So there are a lot of incentives to why you would want to stake. And again, dude, this is totally unique, right? Like I haven't seen any other project do this.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either. So I'm excited to see how well the community receives it.
Yeah. So
And when I
I
say
feel like we
community,
give.
crypto community.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Because it's not about just Starship, right? It's we want to push the whole again, we're in a revolution, right, dude? Like we want to push,
Yeah,
we want our partners to succeed. Like we want. I feel like this is always lame to say where like people say, oh, who are your competitors? It's like, well, I mean, yeah, we have people that offer the same stuff, like a wallet, but are they a competitor when we're both in the fight to expand blockchain technology? I don't know. I mean,
yeah.
obviously you're competing, but I hope that
I
they
don't feel like
succeed. And
we have a competitor.
I get super frustrated, when I see scam tokens and scam artists or projects outright lying about what they're doing because they're just hurting the movement forward.
Yeah,
So
and
I
many
feel
many
like,
projects are scams. It's
yeah,
frustrating because it just turns everybody away from it. It puts a bad taste in our mouths. So,
yeah, no, absolutely. Uh, okay,
all
so
right, next
that was two
next one.
reasons. Yeah,
Oh,
I think
two
we can go
reasons.
on.
Okay.
I feel like we gave like a bunch of reasons. If I were to say a third reason, I would why we have a real utility that will increase demand of the token in the future. I mean, the Riv protocol I feel like is all you need, but it's that we are actively going to be pushing towards helping like small mom and pop businesses, e-commerce businesses merge onto blockchain technology because when the revolution's over, these guys are going to be stuck. These are brick and mortar stores, lower revenue online stores, which, by the way, I don't know in the world, but in the United States, that's like 97% of all business has less than 10 employees. They're not prepared to move on to blockchain or into cryptocurrency. And we're setting everything up right now to prepare them in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So let's go into the next question.
Next question. Right now, the market is adjusting sharply. The risks are very high, but also a great opportunity for developing projects. What are the characteristics of your project, and how is your development strategy to be able to compete and rise to the top among these projects? So it's an
Okay.
interesting question.
Yeah, I feel like it's.
Do they mean business development or like, our product development?
I
What do you
feel.
think?
I feel like it's project development, because that's mostly. Dude, I really just don't like this word project because it's kind of like I don't know how does that word feel to you? Project. It's like not something finalized or a test use case or I don't
It's
know. It
like
just
a
doesn't
homework
seem.
assignment.
Yeah, like it. Yeah, exactly. Like I'm in grade school again. It just doesn't feel. I would like to not call what we're doing a project. I think we use that terminology because everybody else does. But dude, we're operating a business. Like this is a real functioning business. And our job is to produce products and services that generate revenue that goes to our stakeholders, which would be like shareholders in a corporation. You know, the company is owned by the shareholders. So if we look at it that same
That
way,
really, I'm sure a lot of people have asked this question. I don't know if it's answered, and I don't know if it's on our website, but do we have a business?
yeah, I mean, I like that you phrase it like that. Of course, we do. Yeah, we're incorporated in the Grand Caymans or the Cayman Islands, specifically on the Grand Cayman Island. But no, we couldn't operate the wallet specifically or with this banking solutions partner without having a real business. So
We
I wonder if
also,
we can change that,
we,
like so
yeah,
we
I
don't call
mean,
ourselves a project
also,
anymore.
when I speak to exchanges, we can't operate with high level exchanges without a corporation. Also,
Yeah.
there's other things like a legal opinion, which we have. So,
Uh-huh. Yeah,
but we
depending
are
on who you're
talking to topic changes. Yeah.
yeah, talking to. Okay, sorry. Let's get back to. I just like I hear that word project. I'm like, I feel like I've risen above that. Um, let's go back to that question. I don't know where it is.
It's number 5. Right now, the market has adjusted sharply. The risks are
Okay.
very high, but it's also a great opportunity for developing projects.
Yeah.
What are
Okay. So
Yeah, I mean, I think we named our characteristics, what we have in development, what we've done, and what our goals are. So I think that is what is going to set us apart from everyone else. I think we could move
yeah,
on to the next one. Do you?
there's actually one thing I want to say. I'll keep it short.
Okay.
Um, a big focus with Matt and I is that we're not here with our vision of helping business move on to blockchain and cryptocurrency. We're not here to sort of, I don't know, fuck around and make something completely brand new that's untested, that no one knows if it's going to work and it's super scary and everybody might lose their money. Like, we're not here to do that. We're here to provide our users and our investors with proven technology, proven services, proven use cases, solutions to those that we don't have to run, year long beta tests on to see if it's going to work. We
Exactly.
one of the things I think that we're doing really well is that we're not focusing on developing brand new untested technology. We're aggregating existing technology that has been proven to be successful and to work, and we're packaging it in a way to help the business community that will then build a portfolio for our holders and investors. So I think that's
And help us increase our user base. But one more thing on development, um, even like the banking solutions, it would have taken us 2 years to get the licensing on our own. So
yeah,
a partnership is the fastest way for us to accomplish that. So we're
sure,
definitely always open to partnerships.
yeah, absolutely. So I don't think we're going to be able to get through all of these questions. We'll do our best to answer them next week on FUD Hour. Although we're probably going to have a guest. I think now that we're expanding out FUD Hour, we
There's a
probably
very
should
important there's a very
say that
important
again.
question we should at least get to. One question here, and it's where can I buy Starship token right
Yeah, of
now,
course. Yeah, and I
and
think
which
we can answer
wallet
another one.
supports it? Can we drop the link? Can we drop the link to the download on the Starship wallet? Below
I,
the
I I'm curious
in
who
the
asked that.
description.
Yeah, I want to know who asked that because it almost seems like they don't know that we have a wallet coming out. Not that we just that we. I mean, it is like it's here. So anybody. Yesterday we got approved for our global expansion beta from Apple. We anticipate that will be approved by Apple at latest next week. The early review process didn't flag any major concerns or bugs. So yes, let's drop a link in there, and to both
Mhm.
iOS and Google Play. You can get them right now. Anybody can get them right now, whether it's Android or iOS, assuming that your phone isn't from, more than probably like 7 years ago. Um, and that it works on with our app. So we support over 9,200 devices with our two apps. So you should be able
A lot.
to get yeah. It's a lot, man. It's a lot of testing and it's a lot of work. But yeah, this is an interesting question. They must not know that we're coming out with a wallet.
Should we
But yeah,
just answer?
buy it on the wallet.
Do you feel like we answered question 6? Or I mean question 7? Like that's answered. Do you have a plan to attract non-crypto investors to join in? I feel like we're doing that with the game because they will eventually have to download the wallet. to use it. And
Yeah, but let's
I mean,
talk about women, dude. Let's
oh
talk
yeah,
about girls. Yeah, let's talk
you
about
have a plan for
girls.
women, right?
No, but I'm married and that's all I need. No, yeah, all right. Well, okay. This is my personal opinion. My wife is way smarter than me. She is way more successful than me. She is she's everything, but like I feel like I let's not go into that. Yeah, I love her, and I think that, and when I talk to her about crypto, she doesn't really know anything. And it's very clear, not just with talking to my wife, but with when we look at our demographic data, we're 95% is all male, right? The
Yeah.
lowest I've seen is like 85%. That's alarming. That tells us right now, especially since I don't know, I believe that women run the world. So whether they do it indirectly or not, I think that they totally run the world. But they also, it's my, we're really just like kind of tapping into this, but I think we're gonna find when we start doing focus groups and really diving into market research, we're gonna find that women also spend more money, not necessarily because they're impulsive. I'm not saying that at all. I think my wife is way more financially conservative than I am, but that they will hold investments longer. That when we are releasing some business solutions or banking solutions or shopping solutions, they're the ones that do a lot of the shopping for the household, and I think we've been seeing that sort of change in the last decade or so. We're seeing a lot more women enter the workforce, but I, that's an untapped market, man, dude.
Yeah. If we can get in
Eighty-five
there.
percent on the lowest. Yeah. So how do we do that? I got no clue, but I can tell you off the top of my head. I mean, our market research will tell us how we want it to
You
go
have
about it.
some clue. You have some clue.
Yeah. So I mean, we're gonna go after products and services that appeal to women, and launch those as projects and nurture them. And I mean, this could be okay. So professionally, as a marketer, uh, we had a client that was catered content for mothers, right? So 100% our target is is women, and taking like a business model like that and bridging it onto cryptocurrency and blockchain, and it'll start as a project. We'll nurture it until it starts generating revenue in crypto, and then now it's no longer a project. It's a full blown company on crypto, and we can now use that company to merge women users onto our wallet, into our shopping areas. I think this is definitely something that deserves a real look at
That
can we
is
tap into this market?
that's very innovative then. So we
Oh, we'll
are
see.
somewhat innovative.
It's, but we're not utilizing any
Whoever
unproven
accomplishes that,
technology.
we're gonna be
Yeah, yeah, I know. Whoever gets the women,
right.
wow,
Right.
that's a totally untapped market. Uh, all right, man. I think we might be going a little bit over here. Is there a last question that you want to get to?
No, I think we can fill it in next week if we need to. But for now, I think we're
Okay, I
good.
think we actually, yeah, I think we actually answered a lot of these. All right, stay tuned next week. I believe we're going to have a guest on. I'm not ready to announce that yet, but definitely stay tuned next week for major announcements coming from Starship about the iOS approval or release through Apple, as well as Google, and then of course banking solutions.
How
Find
should
out who we're
people
working with.
how can people find that? I mean, our social handle is Deploy Starship at Deploy Starship. You can find our Facebook, YouTube, Telegram. I mean, all of our socials. That's the handle.
Yeah,
But
it's all on here too, like on YouTube. All of
Okay.
our socials
And
are right there.
then FUD hour. We need people following FUD hour to stay up to date with
Yeah,
everything. So
subscribe, please. Click the link. I've never done that before, right? Because this is the first time
yeah,
I've.
you got. I think at a point. Oh, it's over here. Yeah,
Is it
right
like,
there. Right
yeah,
there.
it's right something. I
Is it
don't
on
know.
the
Up
right
there?
side or left? I
Yeah,
don't know.
I don't know. We'll
All right,
find out.
man. I'll see you.
All
Thank you.
right, dude. I'll talk to you later. I'll see you fudders later.
Yes.